Welcome back. Hello, everyone. We had another double episode of MasterChef. Thank goodness that's over, at least until the finale. Thanks a lot, Olympics. All right. The contestants are back in the MasterChef kitchen, back from the rock quarry. I'm sure they were washing sand out their britches for a good couple days. Here's the thing, what you guys don't know is, well, I mean, maybe some of you know. They film these things. Each day is a new challenge, and you get a little break after like one of those team challenges, especially if it falls filming on a Thursday or Friday, then you get a little break. But when they're back-to-back in the MasterChef kitchen, we see one episode a week. Last couple of weeks, we've seen 2 a week. And, you know, there's space in between for us. We don't feel how they're feeling. They get eliminated, or they're in the bottom 3 one day. They go into the MasterChef kitchen the next day. They're either wearing all that stress from being in the bottom, or they're back in the kitchen and they prevail and they come out on top. And it's like a roller coaster, bottom to top, bottom to top. Yeah, I didn't explain myself very well there. But anyway, it's crazy. What I'm saying is when they're in the bottom, literally the next day, they come back into the MasterChef kitchen. They got to do it all over again. There's no time. There's not a week in between filming. They film every day. So with that said, we're back in the MasterChef kitchen, and it's clear by the preview. It's clear by the stations. It's the notorious Tag Team Challenge. Here's the deal, man. The judges have told the contestants, it's not 3 plates of food this year, it's 4. 1 for each generation, which is fine, but it's not the beef Wellington, which the beef Wellington is like 5 dishes, let's be honest. The amount of work that goes into the beef Wellington, I'll take 5 dishes over having to do that beef Wellington in a tag team challenge, let's be real. So, the dishes that are revealed. A oyster mushroom scallop dish with a romesco sauce, which is a red pepper sauce. Second dish is a sesame crusted seared ahi tuna with wasabi mash. The third dish is a filet with a mushroom red wine sauce and kale. And then the dessert crepe Suzette with an orange sauce, the flambéed orange sauce, and a chantilly whipped cream. Look, this is a puzzle. All these challenges, they're just puzzles. That's all it is when you're cooking in the kitchen. It's a puzzle in a time frame. And they're given 75 minutes, and they're dividing it up 10 minutes at a time, last 15 for each, whatever it is. You guys can figure out the math. I'm not here for that right now. Most importantly, the team challenge is about working together, not over talking to each other. And look, they want you to talk for the camera. Talk about what you're doing. Tell each other what's going on. It's important. The way to do it is you inform your partner what you're going to do in your 10 minutes. And then you're doing that. And you should say, hey, these are the things I need you to keep an eye on. So like if you're doing a sauce or if you're roasting something in the oven, hey, I'm reducing this sauce. Watch the clock. In 4 minutes, remind me to do this sauce. I'm moving on to this. And then the person on the side, heard, chef, and then shut the fuck up. The producers are going to tell you to talk to each other. They're going to say, why aren't you talking to each other? Whatever. Ignore that and do what I just said. Then, when Gordon Ramsay says 45 seconds left and we're going to switch, that's when you tell your partner everything you've done. This is what I've done. This is where you're at. This is where you're coming into. And then when you switch, when you're on the side, you remind them, this is what I've done. This is what you need to do. And then that person, the new teammate that's in, repeats back what they're doing, and then you just keep doing that until you're finished. That's the border of the puzzle. Now let's fill it in. Timing of everything. Each dish has a sauce, basically. Each dish has something that needs to be seared, except for obviously the crepes. So you're knowing right now, make your crepe batter, set it aside. Peel your potatoes, get your potatoes going. Like for the wasabi mash, get those potatoes going right out the gate. Those are going to take long. While you're peeling the potatoes for the mash, you peel the potatoes for the fries, for the steak dish. I'm going to foreshadow a little coffee here. By the way, I got up at fucking 7 a.m. to watch this because I don't have Hulu Live right now. So I watched this at 7 a.m. and now I'm filming this at 11. All right. So you got your potatoes going. Get your garnish. Proteins don't need to be done until that like 30-minute window. I saw everyone in this challenge except for 2 contestants. We'll talk about teams in a second. Saw everyone in this challenge doing their proteins at like 55 minutes, which is crazy. I mean, with the tuna, it's fine because you're just searing on each side. But the steak, I would have done that towards the end, like 2 of the contestants. Although they fucked up, we'll talk about it. So you get your potatoes and your vegetables going. Those can cook and they can sit. It's fine. Then do all your sauces. Then do your garnishes. Then do your proteins. Then build it all together and then do the dessert last. Get everything set, everything just prepped on the dessert and fire, because this dessert is a dessert that can be done quick. That's the point of it. Okay, so we get told what the dishes are, and then Rebecca was the winner and has the ability to pick the teams. She gets to pick the teams. This is a great fucking position to be in. And if you've been watching all season, Rebecca picked the exact teams that needed to be picked. Okay, she put together, this is in no particular order, Mert and Kamei. Great combination, because they're just so different. Horacio and Daniela, also great sabotage of combination. Horacio's chaotic. Daniela is just an amazing person, but just the voice isn't there to wrangle someone like Horacio. Adam Hart and Jeet, again, two just different sides of the kitchen here, and also both very quiet, which quiet is okay for parts of this, but you also have to be loud for parts of this. And you can go back and you look at Steven and I when we did it, and you look at Michael and I when we did it. There are moments where we all knew when to shut the fuck up, and then we knew when to get loud. The problem is with Adam and Jeet, they do not know how to get loud. Michael and Kimberly, this might be the only one that when they got put together, there wasn't really a reason. It was more like leftover. It was like, who are we going to put together? And so Michael and Kimberly, I think, both have an actual good understanding of the kitchen and the way they work, and they're going to do well. And then Warren and Haley, that one's a curveball. I think that one's going to be challenging. I think that seeing them put together, it's a good strategy, because here's the deal, man. Calling it like I see it. Warren and Haley both have the chops to make it to top 5 based on everybody's performance, based on everybody's skill level so far. If nothing goes wrong for the people that are at the top, Adam Hart, Becca, Rebecca, Mert. I see Haley number 5 right now. But under those 4, one of those 4 is the winner. In my opinion, in my guess. I do not know the winner. One of those 4, I believe, is the winner. And last season was a guy, and there's never been 2 guys to win it back to back. So again, we're at that 50-50. It could be Adam if he stays strong, if there's no hiccups. But the thing is, putting Warren and Haley together is a good way to knock one of them out, because I could just see them not communicating and getting in each other's way. Okay, with that said, the last combination is Rebecca and Becca, which means Rebecca sees Becca as top tier talent and wants her on her team. This is like when it's the team challenges, you pick the best. You get over your ego, you pick the best. When you're trying to sabotage, you put low tier with high tier, and you make your moves. So those are the teams Rebecca picked. And look, this is like the curse of the MasterChef kitchen. The team that is set up for success either does really great or bombs. It's just what happens. Michael and I, we got put together. We were 2 very strong cooks. And the thing is we knew how to communicate to each other. You can see halfway through that tag team challenge, I was jumping for fucking joy at the end of that thing. Higher than the counter. I was jumping so high because we crushed that. There was no way we were going to be in the bottom. And we weren't. We were in the top. So these teams are very telling, is the long-winded thing that I'm getting at, is the teams are very telling. So time starts. They got 75 minutes. The chaos ensues. The switching, the yelling at each other, the not talking to each other. Let's just jump ahead, because we got a 2-parter here. And the next one is a doozy. Jumping ahead. It's chaos. It's just chaos. You can see, so Adam Hart and Jeet, they're in this position where they're doing what like I would suggest to do. I like the way they laid it all out. The problem is that you never want to drop a protein right before a switch. That leaves the protein in limbo. That leaves, someone coming into the kitchen. It's chaos. So that's where they failed. They did their proteins later, which I agreed with. Everyone else did their proteins at like 55 minutes or 45 minutes, like so early in the cook. I thought that was very strange. You can see the technical differences. For instance, like Haley, you're one of my faves. Watching you put the sesame seeds on that tuna, you could tell you'd never done it before, which is fine. There's so many things we haven't done going into the MasterChef kitchen. But then you're watching Mert do it, and you got Kamei yelling at him and being very assertive of his actions. And look, Mert's from Florida. He's had this tuna before. He's done it before. He's doing it right. Let him do his thing. Stop flustering him. again, it goes back to the communication. Talk at the beginning, talk at the end, in that middle, just be there for support. Too much over the top from Kamei. It really flustered Mert. You could see it the whole time. Warren and Haley were actually communicating well because Warren wasn't yelling out and Haley took the reins. You could just see Haley was, this is it. This is that. We're just going to move forward. Blah, 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 blah. They looked solid. Michael and Kimberly, again, they looked solid. They looked like they had everything just in order, moving smooth. By the way, I don't remember what she said, but I remember giggling. Squeaky little Kimberly throwing shade somewhere. I got to go back and listen to where it was, but it was funny. Also, you guys, I love that you're participating and, chiming in on my recaps and my podcast. I love that you guys are here. This is for you guys, but stop spoiling shit for me. This is organic to me. Stop sliding into my DMs and telling me, watch out for this or watch out for that, or like, let it happen. Okay? All right. Fast forward. We're 17 minutes into this. Time's up. That last few minutes is fucking terrifying in the team challenge because shit is everywhere. You're plating 4 different dishes. It's down to one person to plate 4 different dishes, and it is what it is. Okay, so snake walk happens. Whatever. First called up to the pass is Warren and Haley. Their app looks really good. Cooked well. Tuna, slightly overcooked, under-seasoned. Wasabi mash was perfect. Filet, Haley, you fucking nailed it. Dessert, Warren, Gordon said your crepes were the best of the night, but you guys were missing the whipped cream. And I think based off that, that's the bar, and they're not going home. Called up second, Horacio and Daniela. Look, their whole cook looked like chaos. Their app cooked well, missing the herb vinaigrette. Tuna dish looked great, but the Gen X and the Boomer can't remember which garnish is with what. Nether insight. When you get to do the tag team challenge, you have the whole station. Take all the components for each dish and spread them out. Put all the app together. Put some space, a couple feet of space. All the second course, a little bit of space. All the third course, a little bit of space. Put the dessert all the way down in. Yeah, you're going to have to do a little moving. You're not going to get shit mixed up like these guys did. They got the wrong garnish, wrong veg on the steak in the tuna dish. Which, hey, it's not the end of the world. It all tastes good. Crepes cooked in sauce, no whip. Gordon says they're absolutely delicious. That one, look, when these two got paired up, I thought one of them's going home. One of them, it's their time. They've skated by or they've been on a roller coaster. It's whatever. They've had a rocky road to get this far, and I thought this was it. But it wasn't. They did really well, and I think they're here to stay. Okay, third called up. Third, Mert and Kamei. This is absolutely everything you do not want to do in the team challenge. And it was terrible. They cooked terrible together. And yeah, they were missing so many components. The mushrooms, undercooked. Tuna, cooked well. Mert, you nailed that, but it was underseasoned. Filet, cooked by Mert, underseasoned, overcooked, no Brussels. Crepes, no whip. Joe said it looked like his kid's socks. Worried for these guys right now. Mert, worried for you. Fourth called up, Adam and Jeet. Look, a reminder, you can't be quiet all the time in the MasterChef kitchen. I said it in the last recap. Adam, we need to hear your voice. I know you already filmed the whole thing, so I don't know if there's regret that you didn't talk enough. I don't know if you're going home. I don't know. But based off what I've seen, Adam, I hope that you speak up. I hope we hear your voice soon because you're just too quiet, bud. And I know you've got what it takes. Okay. Mushrooms overcooked. Tuna. Look, these guys did their protein in the last 12 minutes. So, first of all, tuna's 30 seconds each side. Take it out. It's done. That's it. 30 seconds each side. The steak, well done. With 11 minutes left on the clock, they started their steak. They served it well done. I don't even know how. I don't know how. Crepes got no color. It was, Gordon said, no leadership. On this one, Rebecca's plan is working. Yeah, she's knocked out threats in this kitchen. Big time. They're not looking good. They're in the bottom. Fifth, called up, Michael and Kimberly. It worked really well. They nailed the app. They nailed the tuna. They nailed the filet. The crepes, they actually got whipped cream on the plate. These guys crushed it. Michael and Kimberly crushed it. Here's why. Neither of them are going to yell over each other. Neither of them are going to be super alpha. Neither of them are going to disrespect each other. There's a lot of respect just between the two of them because that's who they are. these two put together were, I don't mean this in the way it's going to come off, but two middle of the road contestants based off of camera time, based off of top and bottom appearances. Neither have been in the top too much. Neither have been in the bottom too much. They're just in that sweet spot. That's what I should say. They're not middle of the road. They're sweet spot contestants that ended up getting paired together because that was what was left for Rebecca to choose. And this is what happens. This happens every time in the MasterChef kitchen. When it's an important challenge like this, the two sweet spot contestants, they do the best. So that's where we're at. And of course, let's see. Oh, next gets called up is Rebecca and Becca. Now here's the problem with two alphas. This was part of the problem in my last relationship. We were both alphas, and that just sometimes doesn't work. Their mushrooms looked sad. Tuna, uneven. You could tell one side got seared longer than the other, which counting to 30 is not very hard. Filet, uneven sear, but cooked well. And then crepes, undercooked, get whipped cream. So they're looking like bottom 4 for me. 3 teams in the bottom. They all get called up. This show's about the losers. But the winners of the night, Squeaky Kimberly and Michael. Great job, guys. You really did it. Sweet spot prevailed. So we can change your name from Squeaky Kimberly to Sweet Kimberly and keep on moving. Keep up the good work. All right. So let's talk about the bottom. Rebecca and Becca. It's always so bittersweet to see the person that got to pick the teams end up in the bottom because it's like, you did it to yourself. That's what happens. Mert and Kameh, that was pretty much a given. Mert is messy as shit. Can't keep that station clean. Kameh is super organized person. So in the midst of Mert's chaos, that's a sinking ship. And then last, Adam and Jeet. The overcook on those proteins is sadly embarrassing. I've like that tuna. Gordon's not wrong. You can make tuna fish salad with that thing. It was unbelievable. And yeah, sadly, let's get to it. The person sent home, Jeet. Jeet, we share the same dream, taking home that MasterChef trophy and being crowned winner as an actual goal. A lot of people want to join MasterChef just for the airtime or to cook for Gordon Ramsay. But I understand the dream. I understand how important it was to you. I understand watching every episode and being a huge fan and how hard it is to not finish. I hope you'll come on the podcast. I would love to get to know you more and let the world get to know you more. And great job. Congratulations on making it that far. And it really is. It's one of those challenges that, you know, it hurts, and sometimes it sends people home too soon. Sometimes it just tells you who you are. You learn a lot about yourself in a moment like that, and I hope that you did take home something positive. Now, on to the next episode, and something's brewing. Coffee. I drink coffee almost every day, and we learned right out the gate, Becca doesn't drink coffee for religious reasons. No alcohol, no coffee for religious reasons. What religion? I don't know. I haven't talked to her yet, and I don't follow religion, so I don't know which one is no alcohol, no coffee. Would love to hear about that, but hopefully you win, and we don't have to talk about it. I might have the winner on. We'll see. If you guys want the winner, tell me you want the winner. I'll bring the winner on when we get there. All right, coffee. They walk back into the MasterChef kitchen, and like I said, this is probably the next day, you know? Jeet just went home. Everyone's licking their wounds. Some people haven't healed yet, and we are back in the kitchen. Finally, we get to see a demo from Gordon. Now look, I've stood there in front of Gordon quite a few times and watched him do this. It's mind-blowing. You can see it on Mert's face. Watching Gordon do his thing, he doesn't waste a movement. Not a, where's my tongs? Where's my spoon? Like, he doesn't misreach. He uses the towel when it's time to use the towel. As if, like, he's so in sync with the energy and the stars and the universe that it's just like there's not a wasted movement, there's not a wasted breath, there's not a wasted word. Like, he's teaching, he's cooking, everything's timed perfectly. You're watching him do everything, and he's like, this is when it goes in the oven, this, and then once you do that, you do this, and you got it timed out. As soon as he's done with this, he pulls the thing out. He's doing coffee 5 ways with a coffee crusted filet, these mushrooms, this endive, this coffee sweet potato puree, this coffee bourbon sauce. Like, it's unbelievable. I wish everyone could just get to stand in front of Gordon Ramsay when he does this, because it's the most fascinating thing. And yes, it's because of all the years that he's cooked and whatever, but like, I've staged in Michelin star restaurants, and I've stood next to a cook that has worked under this Michelin star chef for like 15 years. And I watched him get flustered on a night of service. I watched him make moves that were inconsistent and wasted. And when you watch Gordon, and it's like, if there's aliens walking amongst us, watching him cook makes him seem like an alien. That's it. Gordon, you're an alien. When Elon starts flying to Mars, we can send you home. All right. Anyway, that's my rant on that. Coffee is the challenge. You have to use it 2 ways, and you got 45 minutes. They kind of foreshadow that a dessert in 45 minutes would probably be a failure, although it's what I would do. I would go dessert anyway. I don't like coffee in savory food. I think it's much more versatile in a dessert, but that's just me. And when I had a coffee challenge season 6, I believe I was in the top. I think I was top 3, and I did it with a coffee panna cotta with a raspberry coulis and spun sugar. I had 15 minutes more, but my panna cottas were deep. With this challenge of 45 minutes, if I was to do a panna cotta, it's this thing, you can see it in many high-end restaurants. Look, the panna cotta there's no rules on how thick or thin the panna cotta can be. We got 45 minutes. Make it thin. Decorate it really cool. Make it like a plate that you just scrape, almost like you want to lick the plate kind of idea. That's where I would go with this. Anyway, here's the twist. Michael and Kimberly, with the immunity pins up on the balcony, they get to decide 3 contestants that have to do dessert. No choice. They have to do a dessert. Wow. This is so telling. 1, it's telling you right now that if Adam gets called again, that's 2 different people in the MasterChef kitchen that think Adam's the threat. And yep, Adam gets picked. Adam gets told he has to do dessert. So that just shows he's the threat. The other person is Becca, which, yeah, threat. I wouldn't have given it to Becca though. I would have given it to Mert. The dessert would have taken Mert out. So that was a missed opportunity there. That's where you're thinking about who's the biggest threat and putting it on them rather than being strategic and just knocking someone out. If you would have given the dessert to Mert and Haley, boom, boom, that would have been crushing. It would have been one of them going. But we went Adam, Becca, and Kimberly picks Rebecca, which that's a bold move because Rebecca showed she's a fucking ninja. And you guys are all messing up, trying to mess with her at the wrong time and missing the times when you should be messing with her. She's proven that she can do dessert. She's proven that she's almost damn near unstoppable. So giving it to Rebecca, is it a good choice? I don't know. We find out later in the episode. Definitely, if I was up on that balcony making this choice, I would have given it to Adam. I would have picked Mert, and I probably would have picked Horacio. Just because at the top 10, like the people that have been skating by or people that are sitting in the sweet spot, trim them off. They're not going to get further for you to take them out later. Just get rid of them. Let the cream rise, put the cream in the coffee, and let's get to work. Anyway, Mert, you lucked out. If you wanted Mert gone, this was the one to give it to him. Give him the dessert. He'd have been out. Anyway, coffee 2 ways. Becca doing a coffee no-bake cheesecake with the chocolate espresso beans and a coffee caramel. Cool, which is, it's coffee. What religion? Hey Siri, what religion are you not allowed to drink coffee?
Okay, I found this on the web. For what religion are you not allowed to drink coffee? Check it out.
Mormon? Becca, are you Mormon? Wow, I gotta know. This is crazy. All right, Haley. She's doing a coffee-dusted lamb with coffee-salted potatoes. Cool. Nice sweet spot dish. Again, sweet spot person. Looking at top 5, but turn it up 1 notch. Turn it from 10 to 11, and Haley, you'll be up in the top 3. But you're floating top 5 right now, in my view. Adam, panna cotta, coffee panna cotta with coffee poached pears, whipped cream, coffee caramel drizzle. Look, you got stuck with dessert, but this is the dessert. Because if you can nail it, you're going to crush. And it's a backfire for the balcony. But can't do it thick. Do it long and thin. Panna cotta stands for cooked cream. It doesn't matter how thick. Okay. Then Rebecca. Rebecca is doing a crinkle cake. I've never heard of this. She's got, like I said, she's got more recipes up her sleeve than Julia Child. This lady can do it all. Then Warren, veal with cabbage. Coffee dusted veal with cabbage. Mert is so nervous, he ripped his pants. Oh, this is where Kimberly threw shade at him. Kimberly throws shade as he's ripping his pants. You don't miss a beat, Kimberly. He's doing hanger steak with a deconstructed bell pepper with hanger steak and an avocado crema. He loves his avocado crema, which, yo, you're in Florida. The avocados are out here, bud. Yeah, it kind of would have been cool to do like some kind of like coffee citrus sauce with that, because like they both can be bitter, both can be sweetened. I don't know, thinking out loud off the top of my head right there. Daniela, coffee crusted chicken with a quick mole, coffee mole. She called it a minute mole. She says there's 200 different varieties of mole. Didn't know that. That's impressive. And she's doing the fast one. Dangerous, but we'll see. Horacio, steak and potatoes. I don't know. He scares me. I'm surprised he's still here. Horacio, don't take offense to that. But watching the way you cook, watching the way you are in team challenges, I don't know how you've stayed right in the middle. Anyway, we had some other ones. Kamei had a lamb dish. Oh, Kamei's lamb. It actually sounds amazing. Port cherry coffee sauce sounds awesome. Hands up, time's up. We're at the end of this challenge. They do the snake walk. It's all stressful. The stress is so high level right now. Real quick, top 3, Kamei in the top. It looks amazing. Done really well. Mert called to the top. You guys, if you'd have given him dessert, Mert would have been the bottom. But he's got like this very, I don't know. It felt like a new summer dish at CPK. A hanger steak was cooked good. Everyone was passing on the avocado, but top 3. And then Warren with his cabbage and veal chop. Now, here's the thing. Gordon went over and was like, have you ever seen coffee and cabbage together? And he said, nope. And Gordon nodded his head like, yeah, exactly. Which is so scary and intimidating in that moment because he leaves it all unanswered. So here's the deal. This top 3 is truly because of the picks of Kimberly and Michael up top. Because they picked Becca, Rebecca, and Adam, our top 3 is these guys right here. Because who would have been the top 3? Rebecca, Becca, and Adam if they didn't have to do dessert. It's interesting. It's interesting how these cards are falling. This is a game. This is a puzzle. It's all a puzzle. Anyway, again, not about the winners. It's about the losers. Congratulations to Kamei going into the next challenge. Awesome. All right. First in the bottom. Rebecca was struggling so hard with this because she made one fatal flaw. She put her batter into the ring molds. She didn't put parchment paper at the bottom, and the batter leaked out, dripped all over the oven. So with literally like 15 minutes left, she was starting over. She had enough batter left for one. Crazy, bold, ambitious. The whole time she thought she's going home, and here she is in the bottom. Her coffee custard crinkle cake. It actually, to me, it looks good. Gordon cuts into it. It's set. I think it looks damn good. I guess the problem is the phyllo dough on the bottom is raw. But hey, she got a set custard in there and made it to the pass. It doesn't look amazing, but I'm sure it tastes good. Seeing Rebecca in the bottom is wild, by the way. Adam, second called up. Coffee panna cotta, coffee poached pear. This is his worst looking plate yet. He knows it. We all know it. I feel bad because I know it's not where he wanted to be. Nobody does, but this was if he would have had the choice, he wouldn't have done this. He'd have done something else and he'd be in the top. But because of the people standing up on the balcony, this is where we are. All right. You can see his panna cotta is not fully set, but it's also not liquid. There's some firmness to it. His whipped cream is over, but the pears are nice. I don't know. I don't think you're going home. I think at this point, it's a toss-up between Rebecca and Adam, and we got to see Daniela's dish. Oh, yeah, that's who's next. Daniela is called up, which I was actually shocked because the mole looked good. Chicken's got great color and seasoned well. But then it's about fatal flaws. We get up there. They cut into it. Gordon says, why are you all taking the meat out of the cast iron and putting it on a cold tray in the oven? Guys, it's in the cast iron. Put it in with the cast iron. Your cook time actually becomes faster. Yep. Cuts into it. It's raw. We can just end this right here. Rebecca, Adam, I hope you send Daniela a thank you card every Christmas, because if her chicken would have been cooked through, I think Adam would have been going home on this one. But her chicken was not cooked through. Her mole tasted like chocolate sand. That's rough. Those two are it. Daniela just saved Rebecca and Adam. Daniela, you have a lot to be proud of. Sorry, getting emotional here. You have a lot to be proud of. You showed that it's never too late. And it's really cool. Sorry, this is crazy. It's really cool to see you basically just like reinventing your life at your age. Congratulations on how far you made it. Fuck, I don't know why that hit me so hard. And I look forward to seeing photos from your wedding. And looking forward to having you on the podcast. Hopefully I'm not an emotional wreck when we do it, because clearly I have no control over that. But it's because I take medicine to keep this mop on my head, and it makes me emotional. I'm blaming it on that. The fucking Propecia. All right, everybody. If you feel inspired or you love this and you want more, please like, subscribe, share. Next week's MasterChef recap will be nice and short because it's only one episode. And there's a little preview. Fucking Sean Evans is coming. All the cool people in all the other seasons. I didn't have anybody cool on mine. I just had Gordon Ramsay and Graham Elliott. Of course, they're awesome. But I didn't get any cool fucking Sean Evans guest judges or Daniel Boulud. Man, kills me. Anyway, that's awesome for you guys. I can't wait to watch this episode. All right. See you later, losers.